I never believed in ghosts, until the night I stayed at my grandmother's house and heard the whispers, not voices, whispers, soft, like breath through the walls. Until one said my name. If you've ever heard something you can't explain, subscribe now. This story isn't just scary, it's a warning. It started when my parents left town. They asked me to stay with Grandma Sylvia for a few days. She lived alone in an old Victorian house out in the countryside. It creaked when you walked, smelled like old wood and rosewater, and felt like it hadn't been truly silent in years. I hadn't been back in forever, not since Grandpa passed, and definitely not since the attic door was nailed shut. That first night, Grandma barely spoke. She sat at the table, just stirring her tea. When I asked if she was okay, she whispered, "They don't like visitors anymore." I laughed, but something in her eyes told me she wasn't joking. Later that night, while trying to sleep, I heard them whispers. At first I thought it was wind. Then one said, clearly, "Liam." My blood ran cold. The next day, I noticed something strange. Every mirror in the house was either covered with cloth or turned to face the wall. When I asked Grandma why, she muttered, "They watched through the glass." That night, I stayed awake on purpose. Around 2:13 a.m., I heard it again. Footsteps, soft, slow bare. They stopped outside my door. No one there. But the hallway mirror uncovered was fogged up. Written in it, like traced with a fingertip, "Come see us." The next morning, I demanded answers. Grandma finally spoke. "Your grandfather tried to keep them sealed upstairs. That's why we closed the attic." She told me to leave it alone, but I couldn't. Not after what I saw in the mirror. That night I found the attic key hidden in her drawer. The attic door creaked open like it hadn't moved in years. Dust fell like ash. The air was too still. In the middle of the attic was a circle of salt, and inside it, a wooden rocking chair, swaying. That's when I heard it. The whispers louder, dozens of voices, whimpering, laughing, crying. "Stay with us. Forever." I ran. The lights flickered, doors slammed. Cold air wrapped around my body like hands. Grandma stood frozen at the bottom of the stairs. "They've chosen you," she whispered. I bolted for the front door. It wouldn't open. Then, something grabbed my ankle. I looked down. A gray, rotting hand was pulling me back into the house. Somehow, I broke free. Next thing I knew, I was outside, shaking, breathing, alive. The wind had stopped. The house behind me stood still. But I swear, just before I turned away, I heard one last whisper, "We'll be waiting." That was 3 months ago. Grandma died last week. She left the house to me. But I'm not going back. Because once you've heard the whispers, you never stop hearing them. Even now, late at night, they still say my name. If you've ever heard something no one else believed, comment below. And if you're brave enough to hear what comes next, subscribe for more horror they don't want you to remember. Because some houses don't forget you, and some voices never stop calling.